Niching down can make your marketing better and business worse. If you've ever felt boxed into a tiny audience just because the gurus or internet said so, this fixes that. I'm Katrina, strategy advisor with over 15 years of experience working with clients across public and private sectors. And in this video, you will learn why niching works in marketing, where this advice goes wrong, and how to build multiple offers without confusing your audience. Here's the distinction that is going to make the whole debate click, and it's going to change the way you build everything. When most people hear you have to niche down, they take this very specific piece of advice and apply it to their whole business, assuming that their business now has to serve one tiny, hyper-focused audience. This creates a fundamental confusion because you are taking something that was created to make marketing work better and you are applying it to your whole business. Now, the problem is that marketing strategy and business strategy focus on resolving very different problems. And when you confuse the two, you are limiting the market or the population of people that you could be attracting or that you could be appealing to. And you are creating a ceiling for your growth and revenue opportunities. And in this way, you create weaknesses in your business. So let's have a look at an example of someone that wants to become a fitness coach or personal trainer. This person inevitably is going to be told, you have to niche down. They're going to take this advice and apply it to their whole business strategy, their whole business design, and they're going to say, okay, let's say I am now going to help postpartum women to lose weight. Now, this is probably going to work at the beginning, but what's going to happen later is that men will approach them and they'll send them away. Couples will approach them and they'll send them away. Busy professionals will approach them and they'll send them away. So in this way, because they took something that was created specifically for marketing and they applied it to their whole business, they have now missed out on various growth and revenues opportunities, not because they are not capable of serving these other groups of customers, but because they were made to believe that they shouldn't or that their business is not allowed to. So in this particular context, you can see how niching made this person self-sabotage. So let's define this clearly. Marketing is about focused communication. It creates very clear messages that are supposed to target very specific audiences or segments in the market, or you can say niches. And it's supposed to make someone feel like, this is me, this is my pain, this person gets me. For a marketing message to be able to do that, it needs to connect and understand a very specific pain point or a very specific unmet need of a very specific group of people or a niche or a segment in the market, whatever you call it. Now you can see that for marketing to work and for the marketing messages to do what they were designed to do, they require narrowness, they require focus, or in other words, they require niching down. Now, business, on the other hand, focuses on creating and delivering value consistently over time. So your business strategy is going to be looking at things such as your core capabilities, your assets, your internal systems, how your business is structured, how your business operates within that structure, and also your ability to adjust when the markets shift. So you need to be thinking about your business broadly in order to be able to consider a number of different components and moving parts and to make sure that all the different components within your business are working together and not against each other. Let's take Nike as an example. Nike business is about creating athletic clothing and footwear across multiple sports, across various groups of customers, and across various price points. So Nike business is very broad, but the marketing message per offer or per product within that business is very narrow and focused and specific and personalized to that niche or to that segment in the market that they are trying to target. Which means that they don't market basketball shoes the same way that they market running shoes. They don't market kids' shoes the same way that they market to the pro athletes. Here's the mental model that you have to adopt. When you're thinking about your business, you have to think broadly. But marketing for each offer or each value proposition, each product or each service within that business has to be narrow. This is the foundation. The second thing that will help you is separating your decisions into two different buckets. The first bucket is marketing decisions. This is when you are thinking, who is this particular offer for? And what is the clearest message that I can create for these people? The second bucket are your business decisions. So this is where you are thinking, what are my core capabilities? What are the different products and services that I want to create? And what are the different growth opportunities that I want to preserve? Different types of decisions belong to different levels, and therefore you have to stop treating them as the same. To be fair, sometimes niching down hard on your whole business is the right decisions, and here is when. In certain scenarios, single niche businesses can absolutely work, and sometimes they are the right strategic decision. There are three scenarios when niching down on your whole business, not just the marketing message, makes complete sense. The first one is when you are in early stages of your business or you have limited resources. This is when you are trying to establish the product versus market fit, you are building your internal processes, and you are trying to prove that the model works. The second scenario is when you have ultra specialized expertise and a proven demand. This is when you are a recognized expert and the market is seeking exactly the skill set that you have. And the third scenario is when expanding into a new market would require you to set up a whole new operations, new systems, perhaps even compliance with new regulations, and therefore the overhead of expanding into the new segment is a lot higher than the benefits you would gain from it. These are the three concrete scenarios where niching down your whole business instead of just marketing message makes sense. But let's remember, these are still business decisions. So you are making these decisions intentionally because they are the right thing to do for your business. What you are not doing is you are not letting marketing and marketing advice to tell you how to structure and how to operate your business. So now the question is, how do you niche down your marketing per offer without niching down your whole business? Here's the exact 5-step way to do this without confusing your audience. So essentially what you want is flexibility on the business level so that you can adapt, grow, and capture opportunities as they emerge. But you also want an absolute clarity at the marketing level so that each audience segment sees a message that feels like it was made specifically for them. The framework that I'll give you in just a second will give you both. It gives you strategic optionality for your business and surgical precision for marketing per value proposition or per offer within that business. Here is the framework. Step 1 is you pick a broad domain, not a tiny niche. You want to define your business in a way that is broad enough to grow but still coherent. Step 2, you create your offers and you give each offer one main customer. So now you have multiple offers within that one business domain that you picked in step 1, but each of your offers is designed for one primary customer, for one primary segment, for one primary niche. Now in step 3, you create a specific message for each offer. The easiest way to do this is by saying, I help, now fill in the specific customer group that you are targeting, to achieve, now fill in the specific outcomes that you are helping them to achieve without certain pain. Now fill in the pain that you are helping them to remove or to address. Now in step 4, you keep your marketing separated. Don't blend your audiences. This is the step when most people make a mistake. If you have multiple offers, you cannot market them like they are one thing. The same as an example of Nike that we had before. But if you think about Netflix, if you think about Apple, they all have broad businesses, but they market individual lines of the products or services to their very specific audiences of customers, to those niches. And step 5 is use guardrails so you don't create complexity overload. So in this step, the last thing is you don't want to create 10 offers and try to market them all at once. Here is the guardrail. Start with one offer, get traction, add another one. But every new offer must pass one test. So the question is, does this new offer that I want to add use the same capabilities and systems that I already have? If it does, it's a smart expansion. If it doesn't, you are not expanding, you are building a whole new business. So the practical takeaway is, don't niche down your whole business. Niche down your marketing per offer. That's how you get the best of both worlds. Clarity that converts and business that actually grows. Niching down isn't a terrible marketing advice. It is a terrible business advice when taken literally. Build a flexible business by running focused marketing per offer so you get clarity and growth options at the same time. If you want to make better business decisions than whatever the internet is repeating this week, then watch my previous video on how to make good business decisions, because this whole niching down debate is really a decision-making problem. If you want help applying this to your business, your audience, your offers, or your positioning, schedule a call using the link in the description. And subscribe to this channel for more practical strategies that help you grow without being trapped by the one-size-fits-all advice.